Hey everybody, welcome back to another Deck Profile Friday. In this video, we'll be covering another Sword and Shield on current format deck. This time with some of the new Pokemon from Astral Radiance. And there's one that I wanted to talk about in particular as, I think this card is actually an extremely good card and it has a hell of a lot of potential in our current format, especially with, a lot of decks having, weaknesses to the types that are in this deck, which are fighting and dark. So when I say the Pokemon that are weak to that, I'm talking about Arceus, VStar, and Mew VMAX. Two of the top-rated decks right now. Obviously, with Astral Radiance, we got the newer Tier 1 deck coming into the format being Palkia VStar, which is absolutely amazing. But this deck is more of a counter towards Mew and Arceus. I'm not really too sure on the dynamic on how much is going to be played of each, but I still do think that they are going to be fairly and actually very relevant in the upcoming tournaments like the Milwaukee Regional and the North American International Championship. Probably going to be the biggest event of the year, bar I think Worlds, but we will see. So the deck that I wanted to talk about today is Hisuian Decidueye V-Star. We'll get into the deck profile. So, we got 3 Hisuian V-Star, Decidueye V-Star, and then 4 Hisuian Decidueye V. So, this is pretty much our main attacker of the deck. Like I said, this deck is a work in progress. This is not a final list, but this is more of an example list. Right? Just for me to allow me to kind of share my mindset going on with this deck. So Decidueye, obviously the thing that comes up is the fighting type. Right on the V there, it's actually pretty awesome. Mountain Hunt there. Search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. Like that there is an Arceus V-Star's Starbirth as an attack, right? Which is incredibly good, right? Close quarters shooting. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, right? So I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think that this will go through things like Miltank, which prevents the damage done to it by opponent's V Pokemon. V or V-Star, I can't remember which one it is. Possibly VMAX, some combination there. I do think that this goes through it. Correct me if I'm wrong on it. And also things like Duraludon VMAX, if this thing has a special energy attached, which it will, right? Other than that, 220 HP, 2 retreat, weakness to Psychic, which is really tough, right? Due to Mew, but it's not too bad. And then resistance to nothing. And it's mainly there to evolve into the V-Star, which I think is absolutely amazing. 270 HP, 2 retreat, resistance to nothing, weakness to Psychic. So the things that really strike me like as really good with this card is the V-Star power there, Star of Fortune. During your turn, you may draw cards until you have 8 cards in your hand. This is so good. It's another consistency booster of the deck. Decidueye may, he may be just like a 1/1 tech in some decks, just as a consistency booster that don't really play a lot of V-Stars, right? But the thing that I really like that's a good ability, but the thing that I really like is the actual attack there, right? The way I look at this attack is the way I look at just like I want to be able to attack second turn, right? And with this attack's cost, it allows me to do that. It's a fighting and 2 colorless, meaning that I'm able to power it up with a double turbo energy. So Somersault Feathers there, the attack does 160, and then you may discard up to 3 energy cards from your hand. This does 30 more damage for each card you discarded in this way, right? So that's 90 plus 160. That's 250 damage with 3 discards, right? With a Choice Belt, that puts it to 280, and then a Leon, that puts it to a 310, right? Or if you're, like I said, if you're playing against Mew, right, then with the Radiant Halucha, right, it adds a 30 there, going to 310, possibly a 340 damage max against AV max, right? That's the max potential it can do. Just absolutely awesome. And yeah, like I said, the whole purpose is just to take down Arceus. And that's it for the fighting there. Now on to the dark, like I mentioned. We have a 2/2 Mightyena line. Right? So Mightyena is obviously there for Mew VMAX, as you know, it's dark type. And with its Hustle Bark ability, you're able to to attack for no energy, right? The problem is you just have to evolve the Poochyena, right? And so if your Poochyenas are targeted before they can evolve, right, then you're going to have a tough time. So it's always good to get 2 Poochyenas into play at the same time. That way you can evolve one of them if the other gets knocked out. Right, other than that, he's okay. But he's, like I said, he's mainly in there for the Mew matchup. Some things to consider instead of this would be the Moltres engine with Darks. Right? And if that were to happen, you'd kind of have to change it on the deck list pretty hard. I'd probably do like a 2 baby Galarian Moltres and 1 Galarian Moltres V, as well as probably 1 or 2 Clara, and then obviously you need dark energies in the deck, so you'd have to change the energies around as well. Okay, and that is the dark package in the deck. And then lastly, we have our draw engine. We have a 2/2 Bibarel line. Bibarel, I think, is an absolutely awesome card. And then we have 1 Oranguru, which I think is another awesome card. Bibarel there is good because of the Industrious Incisors. And, it's a nice little draw engine to have in the deck just to be a little bit more consistent. And then the Oranguru is there for the Primate Wisdom, because we do play Rotom Phone and Gutsy Pickaxe, right, as ways to power up our Pokemon quicker. One thing that I'm a little bit concerned about with this deck is that it might be trying to do, numerous things. Like there's numerous types of engines in here, and that's one thing I'm just trying to, figure out. And, let's see whether or not, I can streamline it a little bit more to actually focus either on the Decidueye, right, as the main attacker, or, drop it as kind of like a supplementary attacker and maybe focus more on the dark package or something like that, right? And that is it for the Pokemon. So now on to the trainer supporters and stadiums. Right, we got 4 Boss's Orders, 4 Professor's Research, 3 Marnie, 1 Grant, and then 3 Training Court. So Boss's Order, because, it brings up your opponent's Pokemon. You could maybe drop it to 3. Like I said, this is an example list. I'm kind of fiddling around with it. I got to get into some actual gameplay, which I will later tonight. And then you got the Professor's Research, which is a great draw supporter for the deck. 3 Marnie, another great draw supporter for the deck. Grant, because Grant is another, I guess Grant is the Leon that I was alluding to earlier with the deck. That's pretty much Leon, except better for fighting types because you're able to recur it, right? Meaning it's a free discard with things like Quick Ball or Ultra Ball, etc. Training Court, as I think it's a really good stadium in here. Path to the Peak doesn't really do a whole lot except shutting off Decidueye VStar's ability, which is kind of, whatever, right? It's more for the Temple of Sinnoh, which shuts down the double turbo energies that we have. And that's the tough thing with the deck, is that you're not able to get that turn 2 attack there with the Decidueye V-Star. So that is it for the supporters and stadiums. Now on to the rest of the trainer cards, right? We have 4 Quick Ball, 4 Rotom Phone, 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Gutsy Pickaxe, a Air Balloon, and a Switch. Quick Ball, obviously to get our basics in play. Rotom Phone is really good with Gutsy Pickaxe, which says, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a fighting energy card, attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. And if it's not a fighting energy card, you can put it into your hand. So it's a really, really good card. Ultra Ball is more search, and then Air Balloon and Switch, which are obviously our switching cards as well. So I don't have any choice built in here. Like I said, I'm just kind of fiddling around with the deck here, trying to make room. And just trying to see how it plays, and what I need to add, what I need to take out, type of thing. And that is it for the trainers, supporters, and the stadiums. That's the last bit of them. So now, lastly, we're on to the energies, right? And the energy count as well. Like I said, I'm fiddling around with it, and I'm trying to see what works and what doesn't work. But we have 8 fighting and 4 double turbo. The fighting, obviously, for the Decidueye in a combo with the Gutsy Pickaxe, and then the double turbo, just to get that turn 2 attack with Decidueye there, with Decidueye V-Star. So, the somersault feathers. So that's why it's there. Yeah, like I said, this is a work in progress. I'm not really too sure how to play Decidueye. Is it better just to play it as like a 1/1 tech, or is it just good to build a deck around it, right? Another thing that I've considered is maybe trying to do like an energy retrieval type of thing in here. Get the energies back from the discard. Perhaps like a Melanie version, attaching the water energies to it and then attaching the fighting for the turn, right? Just play like a water fighting deck. I don't know. I really don't know how to play this. Is the Gutsy Pickaxe version the really the best option for the deck, right? Or is it better just to take those out and just do some other things to it, right? I don't know. What about Raihan? Is Raihan, a good play with this as well, right? Raihan, the fighting, double turbo, right? Somersault feathers equals knockout on Arceus, right? So, yeah, that is the list. It's all right, I guess. It's, like I said, a work in progress. Please let me know if you have any ideas for it, right? As I really think that Decidueye has a lot of potential. I'd say of the 3 starters, Samurott and Decidueye are probably the top 2. Samurott just slightly edging out Decidueye, just because of the item cards that it has around it, like Dark Patch, right? But I'm not really too sure. right? And yeah, let me know if you have any ideas around it, and if interested, maybe try it out. Give it a spin, and let me know how your games went, and what problems you ran into, right? And yeah, that is the deck. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, and if you like what you're seeing on the channel, like and subscribe to it, as I'm always trying to add value to everybody, and just giving a chance for people to learn about the Pokemon trading card game, like, and the history of it, and with the numerous deck profile Fridays that I've done, as well as the live gameplay, like how to play live games, just kind of the strategy behind it, and then obviously the entertainment factor with the live openings on Monday. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and see you in the next video.